Alright, welcome to TAMARAK Trail. If you'd heard nothing about this game before, then that makes two of us. Vera, over at the Tiny Build Games, invited me to give the game a spin. That's my full disclosure. I don't know anything else about the game, other than that it is some type of roguelite game. Just taking a look at the options here, and we'll just dive straight into it and get some first impressions. Alright, let's have a look around. My first impression is there's a meta progression system here. No. And there's a pretty guy. Hello there. Right. There's definitely a meta progression system in this game. Excuse me. Garmon Bosha? Is that how you say it? Right. There appears to be different characters you can choose from. Well, not for me, since I haven't unlocked any yet. I suppose I will be playing the detective. Yeah, there definitely seems to be quite a significant meta progression in this game. Not sure how I feel about that, but we'll see how it plays out without any of the unlocks first. Alright, enough of that. Get an actual run started here. Map seems like quite familiar territory. A lot of branching paths, bonuses here and there scattered about. Looks like it keeps going for quite a bit. Yeah. I don't know how long a single run is supposed to take. But looks like there's at least quite a significant number of battles and events to get through from start to finish. The game does look gorgeous though, I have to admit. My experience with these types of games, without mentioning any names in particular, I think maybe I want to get the most amount of battles possible, at least early on. Right, starting out with the bug. Alright, so you get a warning ahead of time what they are about to do. I suppose that is also hard for the course. Looks like the tutorial is showing me the glyphs for my Xbox controller because it is plugged in, but I think I will just be sticking with the mouse and keyboard for now. So it appears to control the game through these dice, so it is not really a traditional card battler, I suppose. And the yellow bar is both your action pool and, I suppose, sort of a health pool. Auto-roll, huh? Well, I think I'll try doing it manually for this run at least. Here we go, give me a good roll. Basic attack, I'm sure it's fantastic. 5 whole damage. Let's go again. It's the shield, probably. Perfect. Right, so these mechanics are inspired, I suppose. And there are some draft options, looks like. Tells me it applies confusion, but I have no idea what confusion actually does. I wish it would tell me before I chose. I'll try stealth. I don't know what that does either. Well, this is something I haven't seen before. So, you can change the face of your dice. Oh, that's interesting. Let's see, what if I just remove all the abilities? Will it let me do that? I can pack it up there. Now I have blank dice. Excuse me, a blank die, right? So let's put that stealth ability on this one and make it our defensive die. And this one will just be straight up attack die. Then I am at least secured some balance. I don't know if it's the right move, but let's just feel our way ahead. There is some big rodent guy. Doesn't tell me his name. I think that's just a debuff or a buff, I suppose. Suppose I can't use my power when I'm full, so I can't go above the cap. Now, if I understood it right, we go to the other side, and I should get the stealth ability as well. Exhaust. It's another mechanic. Alright, so I got a stack of dodge, which should negate the next attack. And stealth. There's the die with the exhaust. I got it immediately. So, alright, it doesn't do anything anymore when I play it. Or maybe it got rid of the exhaust effect on it. Yeah, looks like it is no longer exhausted in the die phase. And another backflip. Another stack of evade and stealth. Got lucky that time, maybe. Doesn't look like I'm using that correctly. That's like a yellow icon. It's supposed to add bleed stacks, but I don't know what the yellow icon means, and it doesn't seem to tell me on the tooltip when I hover over it. So, he has 2 hearts left. Takes quite a time to finish even a battle with like one basic nuke. Or maybe I should have put more aggressive die phases on. Yeah, I'm definitely not using that ability correctly. Hopefully it will be revealed to me how I can actually add those bleed stacks later on. Shows me like an icon with a yellow star on it, or I suppose an explosion. Another backflip. And exploit weakness. Aim for the eyes. Well, at least this time it tells me what the status effects do. I think I'll go with some more damage to speed things up a little bit. Bleed per yellow star, whatever that means. I'll set that aside for now until I figure out how that thing works. Maybe the tutorial will tell me later. And this dice has been putting in work on the defense, so I think that one is fine. The dice building mechanic is very interesting. I have never seen anything like this. So, it is at least completely new to me. Now, let's beat up another one of these rat guys. brief description I got of this game, it was described as a deck building roguelite. Although, from what I can tell, there is no traditional deck, so I suppose it is a dice building roguelike instead. It is fine by me. I enjoy both dice and cards, although I do not showcase games like this so often on my channel. Usually I think maybe it is not the sort of game that people want to watch me play. But let me know if you disagree. I certainly like this kind of game, so I could be playing a lot more of it. But maybe it is not fit for videos. I already have some videos of a roguelike deck building game called Vault of the Void, which is a fantastic game. I suppose not too dissimilar to this game in spirit. And I sort of enjoy this type of game more in general. For instance, games such as Slay the Spire or Monster Thread, which is an all-time favorite of mine. Alright, now we have 2 backflips on this die. I think that's great. I like the backflip one. That one is fun. Another one of these rat guys, huh? Feel free to switch it up a little bit. Well, I suppose there was like a bug in the beginning. The graphics and style of this game is very nice, however. Like this sort of natural foresty feeling it has to it. I love beating up wildlife. It's wonderful. I think I will probably take another stealth. Yeah, let's double down on that backflip into stealth mechanic. Let's see. That one goes there, and yeah, that's nice. Let's try that. Put another shield on it to make it a bit extra tanky, just in case. There's another bug, a pest. Well, it doesn't tell me the name. I think that's just one of his passive abilities. If I can rant a little bit while I am playing, I have a few objections, if you will, to the use of the term roguelite. I'm something of a roguelike elitist, if you will, or Puritan, I suppose. Then I mean, all of the games which are called roguelikes or roguelites these days, they don't have very much in common with Rogue. I mean, the original Rogue. And if you know that I played so much of the original Rogue myself, or think it is particularly great roguelike. But I do have quite a lot of time in other games which are more similar to Rogue, I suppose, mechanically. Such as Crawl, one of my favorite roguelikes, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. a very unforgiving game. I think I had already put something like 400 or 500 hours into the game before I beat it even the first time. But I had fun all the way through. Oh, here's a special event. I can destroy this statue, check the surroundings, investigate the statue, or compliment the rooster. I think that is the only correct option. And see, I feel righteous. And I can heal a bit and gain some energy for the next battle. Looks like I'm unable to move to this. Oh, I just went straight past it. That's interesting. And here's a big guy with antlers and a big bushy tail, and well, it looks like he has skipped leg day. It's got a scary looking whip. Suppose this is off. And elite battle or boss fight. The music is not so intense that I think it is a boss fight, so maybe it's just an elite fight. Oh, he's really cracking that whip, huh? And he seems to have brought in a friend. I wonder if I'll just deal with him first and maybe deal with his friend afterwards. Find out if that is the correct strategy here. Or if I leave him be, maybe he'll just keep summoning more ads. I wouldn't want that, right? And I'm getting some good rolls as well, looks like. Ah. I see. So that yellow star, it is a bounce counter. When your die bounces into another die. And it increases the cost of the card. And maybe also the... There you go. Apparently that was the raccoon mouse, because I just got a Steam achievement which told me I have defeated the raccoon mouse. So, you know, it has to be a big deal. It gets its own Steam achievement, right? It seemed like a bit of a pushover to me, but maybe I'm just getting lucky with my rolls. Anyway, as I was ranting about roguelikes, let me get back to that, by the way. In my mind, a roguelike has some very strict rules as to what makes it a roguelike. And a lot of the games which call themselves roguelikes today are a bit too far removed from my idea of a roguelike, to put it that way. Not that I'm any sort of genre police or anything. Music suddenly got a bit more intense after I killed the boss. That's interesting. Is anything about to happen? Or? Well, I guess we'll see when they get rid of this guy. In my mind, a roguelike is like a tile-based game where everything is made out of ASCII and the player character is an @ symbol, you know, and the dragon is a big D, because he's got that big D energy, right? Sometimes, but I think it's more likely that the lich will kill you than the dragon. And I guess... Oh, you die? Let's see. So now I have 3 die. Set it up. Some of my spare abilities. Looks like I do not have quite enough to go around, so I have a blank face for now, but we'll get that fixed up soon enough, I suppose. And with the roguelites, well, the roguelikes which in my mind are roguelikes, there is usually little or maybe no meta progression at all. And the advantage you get by playing more is that you accrue more knowledge about the game. You know, mechanics, what items to keep around and which items to leave behind. In essence, you don't start off with any more resources in your 200th run than you did in your very first run. And you could, in theory, beat the game on your first try. But not really, because you don't know enough about the game to win on your first run. In that sense, I suppose these games are a little bit similar, but modern roguelikes, in my experience, are quite a bit more simple mechanically than, well, dungeon crawl stone soup, to make use of that game as an example. Dungeon crawl stone soup is also free and a fantastic game, and has probably been in active development for a long while since last time I played it. I definitely recommend checking it out if you want a real die-hard roguelite experience. That's not really true. Actually, in my understanding, one of the easier roguelikes to actually beat. But also, I'm not very good at these games, I just enjoy them. And also, you know, it is the genre, because it is my pejorative as an asshole. Alright, let's try this one. Powerful shot. That sounds good, and I can apply bleed if I get those... what was it? Dice bounces, or knocking the dice together. Pick it up and see how we do with it. Stick it on here with the other bleed ability. What I see with a bird. I like that guy. It's looking great. Let's kill him. Anyway, what I see with the roguelikes today is generally a lot of the games are very different mechanically. So it makes it so that for me calling a game a roguelike is sort of a meaningless term. I suppose at most I can expect the game to have permadeath, but if that is the only mechanic which ties them together, why not just tag the game with a permadeath tag? Then anyone will know immediately what it involves. Or maybe I'm just deliberately obtuse and everyone already has an idea about what a roguelike is, and it is something completely different from my idea about it. And the world has moved on, and I'm left in the dust, and I'm getting old and bitter, and I'm gatekeeping. That's also a possibility. Just ignore everything I'm saying and enjoy whatever game you want, right? But if you're interested in picking up some, what should you say, classical roguelikes on Steam, for instance, there are options like ADOM, which is shorthand for Ancient History, which is also a fantastic roguelike. Lots of depth and mechanics. Probably dropped thousands of hours into the game and not fully grasp every possible mechanic of it. I think there is also Tales of Mayajal, formerly Tales of Middle-earth, before they got struck with that copyright, I suppose. That's another roguelike which is rich in mechanical depth, and you can probably drop thousands of hours in that game as well if you'd like. And these games, the versions which are on Steam, have like graphical tile sets, which are not just ASCII characters, so they might be a bit more accessible. Now let's see, what are these drafts? Sleep, backstab, should try the knockout gas. This die needs a hero, right? Right? If you have made it this far into the video without clicking off, go into the comment section and say, I got that reference, very fucking funny. Just kidding, don't do that unless you want to. I'm not here to farm engagements, I'm just here to chill out and play some video games. And it has given me the opportunity to try a couple of games a little bit ahead of time, such as this one. The game really loves its rats, huh? Even more rodents coming my way. Also, I know I said you can get Adom and Tom on Steam, but as is the nature of a lot of roguelikes, most of them, the very best ones, are actually free. Such as Crawl as well. If you want some fantastic games which you can drop thousands of hours in, then just go out there and search for them. And if you don't mind putting up with the ASCII graphics, then you might find something very enjoyable. But there is definitely a threshold to cross. So just cross that threshold and give it a spin. Maybe you'll like it. I know I did. That is not to talk trash about games which do call themselves roguelikes, because I understand it's a very popular tag and genre in the recent years. The new idea of a roguelike, I mean. And this game is very interesting and mechanically different so far from a lot of other games with the dice building system. I think there's probably a lot of things you can do in this game which I haven't even begun to think about and I've never seen before. But that is also why I feel like these games are shooting themselves a little bit in the foot by tagging themselves as roguelikes. Because what if I'm looking for something completely different from my idea of a roguelike? Then I might just pass it by. And I know a lot of the other games that I play on my channel also call themselves roguelikes, such as Synthetic, which is ridiculous because it is obviously a top-down shooter with what do you say, in quotation marks, roguelike elements or something like that. Actually, I think the term used in the description of Synthetic has been roguelite, which is a completely different thing, obviously. it's like a roguelike, but not really. It's even further removed from a roguelike. Oh, what is this? Big hoard of treasure for me? Let's have a look here. Maybe try the demon blood? Getting more resolve every turn? That sounds like a pretty good deal. And also... No. How do you work it? I see. So it doesn't just give you a passive bonus, you have to apply it to your die. And I suppose that means you can only have a limited amount of these active at any one time. Not that it matters in my case, since I only have one for now and 3 dice. There's a big ugly guy. Is he supposed to be? Some sort of squid-faced guy. A bunch of tentacles in his face. Maybe like predator, right? No, not really. No, I'm not sure what it is, but you know, if you don't understand something and they look different from you, just kill them, right? That's the valuable lesson of this game. Not really great at these games. I tend to ignore a lot of information and not look up everything that is happening on screen all at once, and usually lose my games due to that. But no, I get a little bit impatient. I want to roll those dice with some action on my screen. Big bright colors, flashy stuff happening all the time. Can't stop to read what's happening, just go for it. $44? No, it was 4, twice. That's a relief. I think I would have been done with it. I hit that thing. Alright. Let's finish off this fly guy now. Should be a kinch, right? Throw some bounce on this ability to power it up. Some bleed stacks on him. I think I figured it out eventually. And one more hit should do it. You should offline, logged out. There we go. Alright. What do we have here in the draft? Yeah. These are interesting. They are all abilities which flip your dice around. I think I'll try this one, the cheapest one to actually play, even though it doesn't deal so much damage. Seems that any amount of damage will take a heart off of your enemies once their shields and resolve are down. For now, I think I'll save it for later to see if I find any other abilities which pair up well with it. Maybe there are also other mechanics tied to the dice which I just haven't figured out yet. You have mechanics tied to how many times the dice touch each other. Maybe there's other things as well, like how many times it flips or rolls when you toss it. Who knows? We'll figure that out along the way, maybe. I'm working under the assumption that I will be surviving this battle as well. These types of games, you never know if you are suddenly overwhelmed. The enemies are beating you down. Quite low on resolve in this fight. So let's see. The squid guys are quite brutal. I love that guy, this squid guy, because of his charming face. But I don't know what a big orange squid would be doing in the woods. Suppose it is a woodland squid. I really do dig the aesthetic of this game so far, though. Can't say that enough. And the ambience is also very nice and chill. I think this is definitely the type of game you could pick up and play a bit to just chill out and relax. Looks like I'm getting to the point in the game where I'm starting to be at a real risk of losing some hearts if I'm not careful. As careful as you can be in a game which is dictated entirely by dice, I suppose. Haven't seen this one before. 4 to all enemies, so it's like an area of effect ability. And some common. Well, let's go for it. The rarer an ability is, the better it has to be, right? That's how it is in all of these types of deck building or drafting games, I suppose. New genre of game, the dice building game, which is a completely different thing from deck building, right? On that note, I wonder if there are more types of dice as well. It seems like the dice I have so far are all D6, but that could be interesting to see as well if there were, I suppose, D4s or D20s, and maybe they could have different types of abilities which would slot into them. This area seems to be like a merchant area where you can buy stuff, looks like. Well, maybe I should pick out this one. Regain 3 resolve every turn. That sounds pretty good. Oops. Double tapped him. Let's see. What about this guy? The charming looking fellow with a big mustache. He also seems to be selling abilities, so what's the difference between these guys? Maybe the other guy has some rarer items. Is there anything else in him? Band play. Ah, he's playing his own beak. That's funny. Wonderful. Love to see it. Yeah, let's spend some gold. That one, perforate, and I think this looks good as well. Yeah, let's go for that. And maybe save a bit of gold for later. I'm assuming I'll survive for long enough to spend any more gold. For a game with meta progression, this game has so far carried on suspiciously long without throwing me some nasty curveballs. We'll see. how it works out going forwards. To the next battle. And another random event. Should I fight or flee? Or bribe them? No, I should try to lure them, right? Oh. The prompt moved pretty fast. I couldn't see what it actually said that short split second. But I suppose I'm fighting them now. So maybe it didn't work out to lure them. Well, either way, it's just more rodents, right? How bad could it be? Anyway, yes, I was saying, I think the game could probably do a lot more with the dice mechanics than I have discovered yet. And maybe different types of dice as well. So far, it looks like all the abilities are like square. So that maybe gives me a hint that the dice in the game are maybe all d6s. I suppose it can be troublesome to find enough abilities to pad out a d20. So it makes sense. But maybe you could have some like triangular abilities. You could fit into the faces of a d4. Because usually in these types of deck building games you want to try to be a bit exclusive with what abilities you draft. So if you had a die with less faces on it, maybe that would be really powerful, because you could concentrate few but powerful abilities onto it without getting all of the basic stuff. Definitely a lot of possibilities with the game. So far, I think I am only touching on the basics. If this game looks interesting to you, then by the time this video is uploaded, it should probably also be available on Steam. And from what it looked like, what is it saying? I wasted all my resolve and I'm exhausted now. That's probably troublesome. There's a punishment to it as well. Now I have to regain my resolve. That might put me in a bit of a sore spot. Luckily I got the safe house ability, which will give me a few extra points of resolve. As I was saying, the game should be available on Steam by the time this video goes up, and there should also be a demo available for the game. You just want to give it a spin and try it for yourself. See if it is your cup of tea. I am kind of digging the vibe of this game so far though. Although I'm not sure that it is the kind of game I will be making more videos of, because I feel like I will have to do too much explaining and voiceovers in order to make it more watchable, explain what is going on. That is why I'm reluctant to make videos of these types of games ordinarily, because, you know, I'm just lazy and just want to upload the videos directly without putting in too much effort editing and doing voiceovers for them. See also my hundreds of synthetic videos where I'm just playing the game basically. But maybe I'm wrong, and there are people who would like to see more of this game, or games such as this one. In that case, just let me know. There's no problem for me to record a bit of footage of similar games. I do like these games and I do play them a lot. So shout out if you want to see more. You have to tell me. I want to see more. It is not boring, even if there is no live commentary or anything like that. I'll pay attention. Promise. But only if you mean it. Otherwise, I would just keep uploading more action games instead. I think are generally easier to watch and much easier to record and make videos of. Wish I had a little bit more freedom to rearrange my dice in my little dice pocket there. Not that it necessarily means anything mechanically, but I just like to be able to drag stuff around and arrange it. I think if I wanted to rearrange these, it seems like I would have to remove all the faces first and then rebuild them from the ground up. They seem to be locked in the inventory slots that they are lying in. I'd like to be able to drag and drop them a bit. But maybe that's just picky and annoying and compulsive. Now, seems like I have to deal with two of these big bulky squid guys all at once. That might mean trouble for me. They were giving me a lot of resistance before. I feel like I am running out of a bit of energy without being able to take them out. Maybe I am not playing conservatively enough, spending too many points on expensive abilities. Or maybe I just haven't found abilities which are good. Oh, stack the dice on top of each other. That has to be worth something, right? Double damage? No? Well. Alright. Well, I almost got the guy in the back down, but also I have like 5 resolve left. And even less now, I suppose. Just to bleed to take him out. No, he does not. Ah. Oh, there goes 2 of my hearts all at once. That's not great. And now they are both attacking me for pretty high damage, looks like. Is the point of the game where I get filtered out? Seems like this might be where I hit the wall for this run, unless I can get some fantastic rolls. No more resolve, and dropping hearts one after the other. Right. Should give me a bit of shield. And alright, he had that spike shield on him, which returns some damage to me. Should I? No. I messed up. It's it for me, I suppose. Well, that concludes my first run, and I got an unlock, a new card, Elementary Rebuke. And here we are, back at the lodge. Well, I suppose for my first impressions, it looks like quite an interesting game with a lot of novel mechanics. Well, the dice building mechanics is new to me, something I have never seen before. but there are also a lot of very familiar mechanics. So it should be accessible to you if you have played similar games in the past. For now, let's see if I can try some of the meta progression. Looks like I did not get so much of the currency, just one, and I can afford the workshop, which allows one of new die cores, whatever that means. I don't seem to be able to interact with it for now, unless I am doing something entirely wrong. If I go back there, no, doesn't seem that way. Well, we'll figure that out next time. Have a good one.